The horror genre on television is experiencing something of a silver age, with many talented creatives in front of and behind the camera, delivering modern genre classics and redefining what the genre is expected of and can deliver. And with that being said, I'm Jem from WhatCulture.com, and here are 10 recent horror TV shows that had no right to be this good.
Want to stay safe online and save big? Get up to 76% off a 2-year NordVPN plan, plus 4 months free and up to a $50 Amazon gift card. Just scan the QR code or click the link in the description and it's all yours.
Number 10. Dead Boy Detectives. Based on the DC Comics run of the same name, this Netflix horror mystery dramedy works as a zany and light on its feet counterpart to the more serious and otherworldly Sandman series. It works due to its quirky tone, earnest nature, and nimble writing, which effortlessly juggles numerous ideas while still retaining a sense of fun and wonder. The series follows Charles Rowland and Edwin Payne, 2 detectives at the aptly titled Dead Boy Detective Agency who chose not to transition to the afterlife and instead use their new status as undead beings to solve crimes of a supernatural nature. In addition to its infectious tone, the show works due to the performances and chemistry of its leads, who bounce off each other remarkably, regardless of the situation they find themselves in. The themes are also weighty, focused on ideas such as life beyond death, identity, and is not afraid to go dark when necessary. Beyond that, the production values are strong, with its gothic aesthetic expertly counterbalanced with a fun, vivid use of colour. Number 9. Dead Ringers. Inspired by David Cronenberg's 1988 film, this Rachel Weisz starring vehicle lives up to the blood and gore-soaked nature of Cronenberg's iconic works while bringing unexpected but welcome visual flair and a game-dual performance from its lead actress. The 2023 series follows Beverly and Elliot Mantle, twin gynecologists who commit medical-related crimes in a twisted attempt to establish their own birthing center. As they sabotage their workplace to create their own, the twins forge relationships with their parents and experience physical challenges of their own in decidedly repulsive yet unique ways fitting for a body horror story. As mentioned before, Weisz is outstanding as Beverly and Elliot, infusing each twin with unique quirks that make them distinct but also feel very much related to each other. The script is also well constructed and it features a commanding visual style due to the penning talents of Alice Birch and directorial efforts of Sean Durkin, amongst others too. Number 8. Love, Death and Robots. This animated anthology covers many genres, and while horror is not its focal point, it still excels in creating stories that makes full use of the frightful genre. The show is not as thematically dense as some of its counterparts, but it does not falter when it comes to its imaginative concepts, especially when it dips into the world of horror. Episodes such as Bad Traveling, The Witness, The Swarm are vastly different from each other, but they share common themes like the threat of the unknown, mortality, or the lack thereof, and liberation. These themes are in turn used to chilling effects through intense gory sequences, striking and frightening imagery, and even unnerving sound design to showcase how out of their depth some characters are, the absurdity of their situations, and the sheer terrifying nature of the unknown. Number 7. Interview with the Vampire. In comparison to the 1994 film with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, this AMC Gothic horror series is far more faithful to Anne Rice than its cinematic counterpart, but still manages to stand out on its own from the beloved book and movie to create a narratively rich love story with the requisite thrills that are expected from the genre. The series follows the romance between Louis de Pointe-de-Lac, played by Jacob Anderson, and Lestat de Lioncourt, played by Sam Reed, in New Orleans in the early 1900s, as well as the former's recollection of said connection to Daniel Malloy, who in turn questions the legitimacy of Dulac's story. Some of the best seasons of TV at the moment, Interview with the Vampire is very impressive on multiple fronts and somehow manages to exceed its cinematic predecessor. The production values are all top notch, with the set and costume design in particular really selling the authenticity of the turn of the century New Orleans. The lead performances are superb, with Anderson and Reed selling their characters' chemistry and respective inner turmoils, all while succeeding in adding a bit of camp to the proceedings. With a 3rd season set to debut in 2026, there's hope that this supernatural romance will endure much like its main duo. Number 6. The Sandman. Based on the classic DC comic storyline, the Sandman might lean more into the world of dark fantasy, but there is a compelling case that this subgenre can seamlessly fit into the world of horror. The 2022 series follows the titular deity as he grapples with a world bereft of his presence, as well as the near total collapse of his fantastical realm due to his diminished power. Beyond the expected high-quality production values, the series excels in depicting its titular lead, with Tom Sturridge's performance perfectly embodying Dream/Lord Morpheus' inner turmoil as he wrestles with a rapidly changing world, and one that he seemingly cannot catch up with. The supporting characters are remarkable too in their respective portrayals, all standing out and defining key episodes of the first season. The themes and story match the high concept and heady nature of the comics, with each theme such as the consequences of choice, the weight of dreams, and the nature of change being effectively paced and utilised, leading to standout episodes such as 24/7, The Sound of Her Wings, and Dream a Little Dream of Me. With the show coming to a close in July 2025, there is hope that the final season will match its predecessor's stunning run. Number 5. The Horror of Dolores Roach. Based on the one-woman play Empanada Loca, this effort embraces gallows humour and gross-out horror elements to tell a story steeped in themes of class divides, the threat of gentrification, and the prison industrial complex's impact on those who are subject to it. The series focuses on the titular character, who is desperate for employment following the end of her incarceration. Unfortunately, her criminal record discourages would-be employers from hiring her, and because of this, she reconnects with her friend Louis Batista, who gives her the space beneath his restaurant so that she can start her own business. However, both characters give in to their worst impulses and use the restaurant for stomach-churning reasons. The show's writing is able to walk a fine line between serious, real-world issues and repulsive horror elements in a way that entertains and somehow overcomes its relatively short 30-minute runtime per episode. Underneath the gore and commentary is a straightforward but still fun tale of betrayal and mystery that works due to a game cast and self-aware tone, ensuring that all its elements work together harmoniously. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, and while you're there, drop us a like, share, and subscribe too. Number 4. All of Us Are Dead. Based on the 2009 to 2011 Korean manhwa of the same name, All of Us Are Dead is a gripping and sometimes frustrating zombie apocalyptic horror series that follows a group of high students and associated adults attempting to navigate a zombie outbreak in the South Korean city of Hyosan. After a student is revealed to have been turned into a zombie by unknown means, the pathogen that turns the student into the undead begins making its way through a school in the above-mentioned city, which in turn leads to a wider outbreak and rapid societal collapse. Its story loses steam towards the end, but there's no denying that the set pieces and thrills are nothing less than gripping. Due to a combination of impressive stunt work, strong direction, and repulsive makeup work, this manhwa adaptation excels in blending a relatable and complex coming-of-age story with the usual horror tropes. With a second season on the horizon, it remains to be seen if the series can maintain its first season highs while rectifying its shortcomings at the same time. Number 3. The Changeling. Based on the similarly titled novel by Victor LaVille and starring Lakeith Stanfield, Adina Porter, and Clark Bacco, Apple TV's The Changeling is an occasionally confounding but nonetheless captivating exploration of generational trauma, postpartum depression, the immigrant experience, and racial tensions. All these heady themes are packed into a non-linear, deeply atmospheric, and dreamlike package that unfortunately did not get a continuation despite its unresolved ending. The plot centers on the romance between Apollo Kagawa and his wife Emma, the parallels between it and the relationship between Apollo's parents Lillian and Brian, and the unsettling nature of their child's birth and related events. As one can glean from the above themes, The Changeling has a lot on its mind, and presents this using a variety of storytelling vehicles such as the use of mythological motifs, conventional fantasy, and grounded drama to create an expansive yet occasionally intimate look at the fears that come with parenthood. Stanfield, Bacco, and Porter ground the proceedings with subdued but compelling performances, ensuring that the unconventional nature of the story does not overwhelm its emotional core and overall coherence. Number 2. The Fall of the House of Usher. Another Mike Flanagan creation, The Fall of the House of Usher is an ambitious, generation-spanning tale of consequences, familial plight, and the condemnation of excess concentrated wealth. Its late 2023 release was marked with much fanfare, with critics and audiences praising the cast, production values, tone, and narrative complexity. Loosely based on Edgar Allan Poe's work, the series follows the titular family as it collapses under the weight of the choices its patriarch, played by Bruce Greenwood, and his sister, Mary McDonnell, made following their deal with an enigmatic woman known as Verna in the early 1980s. All this comes to a head after the patriarch, Roderick, now a big pharma CEO, loses all his children within a 6-week time frame and is forced to reveal his secrets to C, an attorney who is investigating the Usher-run company. Unsurprisingly, for a Mike Flanagan production, the show is well crafted and well performed, but its narrative is where it shines despite the odds. Sure, it's far removed from the source material and is narratively ambitious, but these factors did not stop the series from telling a twisted and captivating critique of wealth-driven pride. And number 1, From. Currently airing on MGM+, From is an interesting exercise in gradually exploring the breaking points of a variety of characters in a relatively limited but immensely threatening environment. The show follows the Matthews family as they settle in a rural American town that traps everyone who enters it, and the family quickly learn that the encroaching town is not the only terrifying thing they have to face. Admittedly, From's mystery is slowly wearing its welcome, but when the show works, it delivers compelling characters who cope with insurmountable odds in interesting ways. In addition to the requisite frights, that is, the story makes great use of its limited setting to great effect, ensuring places as mundane as a diner feel eerie and threatening. With production on a 4th season about to start, it would be nice for From to maintain its strong form as well as provide answers to its many intriguing questions.